Welcome, everyone, to the Rational Review. I'm your host, LeMay. Today, I wanted to look up dating coaches again because the last video got me thinking. I chose the first one that popped up in the search, and it was dating coaches for women. So I think I'm going to do the same search, but I'm going to select the second one, which was dating coaches for men. So that way we can kind of see, the other side of it, what the other side is saying. So, let's go. Here we go. That's what I typed in last time, and I chose the first one, dating coaches for women. So let's do dating coaches for men. Look, they got dating coaches be like, dating coaches son. What? Dating coaches plus size. Dating coaches are frauds. Dating coaches are simps. Dating coaches are on TikTok. Wow. Review all results for dating coaches. I'm gonna look up. I gotta do that for men today. It's amazing how many different options there are.
Some guys have it all. They're lucky. 2% of guys, they just have it all. They grew up in a rich family, they're good looking, life is on easy mode. But for the other 98%, it's difficult. And that's because you gotta choose one of these two paths. And the manosphere does a good job at explaining these two paths. The problem is, everyone's trying to sell you something, so they don't go over both the pros and the cons of both paths. Now, pathway number one is what the pickup artists will teach you. All the game guys, that's what they'll teach you. And their method is that you should get really good at talking to women. You should go out and live the pickup artist lifestyle, the alpha bad boy lifestyle, and hook up with as many women as possible. Because all the money, all the status, and all that stuff is really the only purpose that it serves is to help you attract more women. That's what they'll tell you, right? So that's one path that you can choose. The other path is more the red pill, path. You could even say Jordan Peterson path, to take it into the mainstream. And that's the pathway where you focus on your purpose and your wealth and, whatever it is that you want to turn yourself into, the self-development, the self-improvement path. Now, both of these paths sound like they're good, right? Getting more girls, getting laid more often is a good path. Making more money, accomplishing whatever it is in life that you want to accomplish, that's a good path.
What about the third path, where you're just happy with life? You do all the things you want to do. You pursue your careers and money and stuff like that, but that's not the purpose of life. The purpose of life is to enjoy life. I'm not rich. I don't have a ton of money, but I'm happy. I was happy years ago. And I just kind of realized, I was like, oh, wow, I'm actually happy. I was single, I was like, well, I'm actually happy. Okay, if I, happen to get in a situation where there's a girl I want to talk to, or, I end up talking to one somehow, go somewhere cool. I'll put an okay amount of effort into it, but I'm not going to go chasing. I want the woman to have as much interest in me as I have in her. And if there's equal interest, then yeah, okay, let's take it further. But if not, I'm cool. I'm doing my thing. And it doesn't always mean just making money. It's, doing your hobbies and stuff. I have a couple of hobbies I'm not great at, but I enjoy doing them. Some people might say it's a waste of time, but I disagree. It's a great stress relief, and it's a great outlet, for lots of stuff. Especially for emotions, stress, understanding yourself, understanding the world, like the Zen Buddhists used to meditate and stuff, You can do that through hobbies, getting to be at one with the universe. Become one with the universe.
But they both have some major downsides, right? So the bad boy that's hooking up with the women at the club, well, typically he's getting wage cucked during the week by the high value man, right? He's getting wage cucked. He goes into work on Monday.
Ooh, that was
And
brutal.
the boss that he has that isn't really getting laid, isn't really having the success with the women, he tells him what to do. It's emasculating, right? The pickup artist lives an emasculating lifestyle when he steps back into reality away from the dating scene. When he steps back into his life and he views it from a perspective of, oh shit, this is
Because you
what I'm
can
doing
get
with my
good
life. You know, because
picking up
let's face it,
chicks. You can get good at pretty much
the
anything.
women are at the party. If you want to be good with women, if you want to hook up with a lot of women, you got to be at the party. You have to be at the clubs. You have to be at the bars.
What?
It's just the way it
No,
is.
No, you don't.
You know, hot women like to party.
No, you don't.
Hot women are like the kids, like
Local
the children
library, grocery store.
of celebrities.
Come on.
You know, it's like a
if you're
Paris
going
Hilton
for-
or a Kardashian.
You're going for one of them, okay.
Life's on easy mode. They're pretty. All they have to do is smile at a man and he's in love. So when you have that sort of a privilege in life, what do? You live it up. You party. You have.
He's got a really good point. A lot of beautiful women. You know, I'd be willing to bet there's, you know, top 20 to 40% of women are just as hot. I think their larger chunks are at the top half of the spectrum just because of evolution. You know, they have to be hotter than us because we were always the ones that get to choose which one we want.
Have fun. So I don't hold it against them. It's to be expected, right? So anyways, if you want to be a good pickup artist, that's the pathway that you have to go down. And you have to be at the party. Most of the time it requires that you're drinking a lot and you're just living that type of a lifestyle. And that's going to cause you to fail in the other areas.
You're not true.
Now here's the thing about the other path.
You just have to be like performance.
Almost every man at some point in his life chooses this other path. Some guys are more mature and they choose it at 20. Some guys at 30. Some guys at 40.
Which, to be honest, not a ton of guys I know feel free dancing. They'll force themselves to go dance when they're at a club or something like that. But even a lot of guys I've known over the years never dance. They wouldn't even go to a club. Or even if they did go to a club, they would go and just not dance. It's like, well, then why are you going to the club? You know, that's what you're supposed to do there. That's how you meet women there, is by dancing with them. Yeah. I don't know.
Some guys end up dead or in jail and they never quite accomplish it, right? But eventually most guys mature up a little bit and they say, okay, partying with the girls, doing all this shit, it's not really worth it anymore. So what they
see, that's the funny part. I was different. I was reversed. I was brought up religious, you know, and I really wanted to get married. You know, I didn't want to have sex until I got married. You know, that didn't work out. It's a different story. But you know, I was different. I wasn't chasing every chick. Even after I lost my virginity and that relationship was no longer there, I had tons of chances with other women, but I didn't go for it just because they weren't what I was looking for, because I was still looking for a wife. But, you know, now I'm older, you know, I got my kids and other stuff. It's like, no, now I'm not looking for a wife anymore, you know. And, you know, I don't know if there's a woman on the planet that could actually make me want to get married now, or at least how things are right now.
They do is they cut all the bullshit, right? No more clubbing, no more partying, no more whatever substances they're using. And the problem is when they quit doing that, when they get disciplined and say, I'm going to focus on my career, I'm going to focus on my physique, maybe I'm going to focus on the God Almighty.
I don't really disagree with all this part, though. Yeah, I mean, I don't disagree at the same time, because now when I was younger, I did drink and, you know, experiment, they call it, you know, because you're young, you're trying new stuff, you know. But, yeah, you get to a point in life where you're like, no, I want to take care of myself. Yeah, I'm still trying to get back to that point, you know. stuff happen in life, and I'm trying to get back to that nice flat stomach again.
Almighty, whatever, right? But they decide they're going to level up, they're going to straighten out, and they're going to accomplish some things. Well, all the hot women are still at the party. They're still there. They're not coming with you. They're still at the party. So you accomplish all of these things and you find yourself in this predicament. And the predicament is all the women, you know, when they want to go out and they want to have a good time and they want to get a good rogering, they're going to the club and they're hooking up with the bad boys. So where do you slip in? You know, where do you find your way? How are you going to find the women? And not just women, friends.
Yeah, because most of the time I'm not looking for women that go to the club like that all the time. It's one thing if they used to go like once in a blue moon, just because that's the thing to do. You know, I could get that, but no, if you go more than once every other month or something, or even if you go more than, I don't know, a couple times a year, that's just insane. You should not be going to those places. They're I don't know, they're not safe. They're not filled with good intentions. Not saying the people inside are bad, but a lot of people inside don't have good intentions.
Right? All the friends you used to hang out with, they're still at the party.
Yeah, all the friends, you know, especially when you grow up and you realize half of your friends are freaking users. Not users as like drug users or something like, but you know, that they just want to be your friends and they can try to use you, try to get something out of you while giving nothing in return. Because it'd be cool, you know, if I was helping you out with stuff and you were reciprocating, but we can only be friends for so long before it's like, no, you never do nothing for me. It's like, no, this is not an equal rate. I'm putting in all the work. You ain't doing nothing.
But you're eating healthy. You're going to bed, sleeping 8 hours. You're spending the other 16 hours grinding and working, making something of yourself. And contrary to what people tell you, you don't just accomplish a bunch of things and all of a sudden the women are right there. They're all coming with you. Some sugar daddy type shit. But like I said, when they want a good rogering, they're going to the club to meet up with the hot alpha bad boy.
He's got a good point here, because now I'm at that point in my life where it's like, yeah, I already had the whole, you know, equal relationship thing, and that, you know, didn't work out, you know, because she wanted to be in charge all the time. But I had my areas of faults, just like she did. But you know, it does make me question equality, because it's like, doesn't there have to be one that eventually decides, or you have to make up a rule that says no? If both of us don't agree, then it's a no or whatever. You know, like, oh, well, I want to do this. I think we should do this. If both of you don't agree, then fine. But how often in a relationship does someone not get what they want over and over and over and over again because their expectations are so high and don't understand that it's like, no, we can't do this. It's not financially smart. Yeah, let's just go get a credit card and, you know, spend $5,000 on a credit card for a vacation because we need a vacation right now. No. But anyway, back to his point. Yeah, I've transitioned that part of my life too, where I'm even having more trouble, because it's like, I don't want a wife now. Something, a little long-term companion, maybe, but I don't know, I'm tired of labels and shit too. You know, because people change when you put labels on stuff. It's like it changes the way we look at, or the way we act to others. Yeah.
And the high value man ain't even on the game board. That's the shitty part. So
that's true. And you know what? Personally, I wouldn't mind getting the girls from the clubs. But the only problem is, if I'm not going to a club, because I'm not going to drop money, because that's what gets a lot of women nowadays. But it's like, no, find a woman that's interested in me, but outside the club, which, I can find them places, but it's disappointing because I only have like 3 days a week tops, maybe, you know, a couple nights extra on top of that for like an hour or something like that. But that's, my life is busy. I got a busy schedule, and what kind of woman would be able to handle only seeing me like 2-3 nights a week if she is into me? I mean, I'm sure there's some out there, but it just makes, because I'm putting another stipulation on what I want, it's going to make it harder to find that. So trying to find that's going to be hard or impossible. I don't know. But because most people, they want a relationship. So I don't feel good. My integrity part, it tells me, hey, that's not right, going out on dates just to have sex with women. Especially since you'd have to lie to them and say, oh, yeah, I'm interested in a relationship. And I just don't feel like lying to a whole bunch of women, breaking some hearts, messing some people up psychologically. Yeah, let me just add a little bit more messed up stuff to the world.
It kind of leaves you in this predicament where you can get with women that have been at the clubs partying all the time, and eventually they make a decision. They don't want these alpha bad boys anymore.
Yeah.
But that's not going to sit well with most guys. With most guys, you're going to say, well, look, this girl's been around the block too many times. I'm just not really interested.
Like you're settling for it.
You might go for some younger women.
Really? Which, settling down, I get tired of how people use that shit now. Settling down. When people used to say, oh, you need to settle down, they were just trying to say, hey, you're getting a little older. You should be in a relationship by now. So you need to find somebody and settle for the marriage life or for the relationship life or whatever life. But you need to settle for that life. You're not settling for a person. You're settling for a life. You can't be a princess, so you're going to settle for a relationship with a guy. That's what you have to settle for. And back to one of my original videos, women need to treat men like dogs. Like literally, or they need to think about us like dogs. They see us, they think we're cute, come pet us, come rub our bellies, take us home, take care of us, treat us like kings. In return, we're going to treat you like a queen. We're going to give you lots of stuff you need. Maybe not always financially, but, hey, it's a give and take. But yes, settle for a relationship. Take all your stipulations out, throw them out the window, look at men like we're all puppy dogs. And, come on. Women think the ugliest dogs are cute, and they'll take them home and put up with so much stuff from I've seen women putting up with dogs eating their own poop and dropping parts of it as they're chewing all over the house. And it was just a nasty, nasty situation, but she still loved him. She still loved him, would never get rid of him. And so why can't women be like that with men? I love him. I'm never getting rid of him.
I'm telling you, most older man, younger woman relationships are built around sugar baby type shit. It's the truth. Some women are better at hiding it than others, but usually when you see a 20-year-old chick with a 40-something-year-old man, something's going on there, and it ain't love.
Well,
I'll put it like that.
No, dude. No. It might be. Come on. He must not have been around very many girls when he was younger. No offense. I'm not trying to say nothing bad, but I'm saying when I was younger, I believed in having tons of friends. I was friends with everybody I met. I hung around groups of girls, guys, everybody. And particularly sometimes in these groups of women, you'd hear them talking about stuff. And like when I was in high school, one of the hottest guys that women loved so much was George Clooney. And I remember looking at this guy like, oh my God, he is so old. I mean, yeah, this was like back in the 90s when I was in high school. And George, I don't know how old George Clooney was, but he looked old as hell when I was that age. As I get older, he doesn't look as old then. It's probably because I'm getting closer to age now, but he looked old as hell. And I could never understood why women said that they liked him and they were just goo goo gaga over him. Where I was like, what? I'm like, I mean, I even like wondered if they were like messing with me at some point. I was like, no, they weren't messing with me. I was like, wow, this is just crazy. But then I learned later that, men, as we get older, we have that, I don't know, there's some rugged part of us or whatever that looks good as we get older. I think it has to do with our, personality, who we are, how we live our lives. I think that part goes for everybody. How you live your life is how you look and how you age. If you're running around being a terrible, messed up, evil person, you're going to be ugly as hell, by the time you're in your 20s or something like that. And I don't mean just evil as hell like robbing bank. I mean like evil, like mean to other people on purpose, not having any empathy, not caring, not, I just kind of believe in the, yin yang type thing where it's like, no, what you put out is what reflects back and changes the way you physically look. So I think people that look better as they're growing older is because they keep being a better person. Whereas someone that's ugly when they get older, they might be a good person, but yeah, they might have been evil for a long time.
There is a pathway that you can take, especially if you're a young guy. And this one's very difficult and honestly kind of dangerous nowadays with the way that the divorce court is and the way the system is. But that is to find yourself, your high school sweetheart, your young girl that has the same hobbies as you, you're the same age, and you go through life together on the same page.
Tried that.
That's nice. But it's difficult to accomplish that. You have to find a woman that was really raised right by her mother and her father, and she really has a good head on her shoulders. And in this day and age, I'll put it like this: I live in the Bible Belt, Oklahoma. Yeah, I've been to New York, I've been to California, I've been to Miami, I've been to Las Vegas, Sin City. Right now I live in the Bible Belt. And guess what? There's a weed shop on every corner, there's a liquor store on every corner, there's a strip club on every other block, there's nightclubs all over the place. It's everywhere. Chances of finding a good, pure, nice, virtuous person to be friends with or to be in a relationship with are few and far between in this day and age. And especially with women. And a lot of people, they think that I'm trying to, throw shade at women or something like that. And that's not what we do here. We just like to speak honestly.
I like that. As I am. Don't talk trash. Let's just try to communicate to get forward.
So, let's take a trip to fairy tale land for a minute here. As a man, imagine you walked into a bar, you walked into a club, and you took your shirt off. And all the women were just throwing money at you and telling you you're the biggest stud in the world. You're such a stud, right? And you walk out of that club with $700 and all these women wanting to go home with you. That'd be great, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
All right, well, let's snap back to reality. Out of fantasy land. Because that's fantasy land for a man. But for a woman, that's reality. For a woman, that's literally what happens. If she's above a 6 in looks, when she walks into a club, that's the way it is. Men worship her, they all want her. When she walks into the party, she can literally get paid to party. You know, think of a woman that's a stripper. What's a stripper do? She shows up at a bar or a club, dances to music, gets drunk, gets worshipped by men, and leaves with a couple $1,000. That'd be the life, wouldn't it? I mean, you get what I'm saying. Get worshipped by the opposite sex and get paid for it.
Yeah. Yep. Don't get it twisted.
That's the reality. Some guys have it all. They're lucky. 2%.
Absolutely right. Nothing but facts. Nothing but facts. All right, everyone. See you next time.